local inside the J. Michaels studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub, I'm full of water. I stay hot tub, stay hot tub. Gonna get you hot tub. I'm gonna make it wet. Stay hot tub.
I'm just enjoying watching Cody Shields dance, all right? I got Wildcat, Cody Shields dance. You can't ask for better on Thursday morning.
I think everybody's looking for a hot tub this morning.
Yeah. Good luck with that. This is the coldest it's been in a long time.
Yeah.
And Jeremy Pridgeon, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
He's
Coach?
walking here, a pair of shorts on, flip-flops, and a pullover.
It's the
2 shirts.
That is a true Floridian right there.
You're ready to peel it off later.
No matter
later. Yeah. I mean, we'll need our air conditioning later this afternoon.
Typical Florida. Cody, I've missed you, man. You look good.
I appreciate it, Coach. Glad to be on. We've missed you guys as well. Had to get in here, come see how y'all doing.
I'm just glad you're here. This week, we might need you to let me cry on your shoulder. I'm worried about this game Saturday night, 6:45. You're not going, are you?
I'm not going, no. But it's going to be a good one. It's going to be fun. So
I'm worried, Coach.
I am too. I'm with you. Jeremy has the faith. Jeremy thinks we're going to be okay.
Strength on strength here. Alabama's defense, LSU's offense. Something's going to give.
Well, go back and look at LSU's schedule. All these stats to be the number one team in offense with 60-something points against Army, and the other ones against Grambling. So those stats are somewhat padded. I do remember they had a real struggle with FSU. And I think Bama's defense is kind of like FSU's. Mm-hmm. So who knows? I don't know. Who knows? I just don't know. It scares me. Wildcat, I know you're happy.
Why am I happy?
I don't know. I just figured you'd be happy.
I'm always happy.
Did you not get some food this morning?
I did. But I haven't had a chance to ralph it down like you have.
I'm trying.
I got a job.
Play that music a little bit longer.
4 computers and 6 cameras and security doors, and I got a lot to do here.
You're doing good. Everything good down the church?
Everything's great. Yeah, doing great. We got a big Sunday this Sunday. You have Halloween, then you have All Saints, and so we're remembering 19 people this past week who passed over the course of the year, and it's a lot of memories for folks getting ready to approach those first holidays without somebody. So but all is well.
Well, I want to ask both of you: did you Halloween? Everybody have a good time? I saw a picture of your son.
We had a great time. We were in Sweet Bay with thousands of other people and ran out of candy rather quickly. But it was a great night. It was cold. It dropped on out, and the wind started blowing through there. So, but a good night.
Did you dress up?
I did not.
I saw your son. He was pretty sharp.
Yeah, and my daughter, she was kind of late to the costume thing, so she went and grabbed some of my clothes and put on my ball cap and dressed like me.
What an honor.
Exactly.
What an honor.
Did that scare many people?
Yes, it was scary.
So she went as a clown.
Yeah, exactly.
Halloween.
You got it. Yeah.
Speaking of that, Cody, what did your kid wear?
So she's young. We laid low this year. We went over to her parents' house. We kind of.
How old is she now?
She's 2.
2. Okay.
2. So we went over there and we laid low at their house.
One image I have in my mind: we were going to go to the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, and I hurt my back, so we didn't go. Had tickets, didn't go. But I did see one of our favorite people on the 50-yard line, I believe by himself, watching Alabama and Cincinnati. No other than Cody
Yes, sir.
Shields.
That was I found out something. If you remember. I was just searching for tickets. We wasn't planning on going to the game, but if the tickets get split and you can find a single seat, they go on sale, buddy. Because people want to sit together with the groups.
Right.
And I just saw a single ticket, and the price. It was wildly low for
the 50-yard line.
It was the
lower level.
It was the
level.
It was the 50-yard line, seat number 1. I got the picture, and I was super excited because it's right there in the Dallas Stadium there in Jerry's house, where the Cowboys walk out right there by the restaurant. Yeah. So I was hoping that the home team would walk out right there, and I would get to see them. But they actually came out the north
there's
end.
No truth to the rumor that he was hired by Connor Stallions and works in Michigan.
Listen, and if you do think that, you're going to need to talk to my lawyer because I've got nothing to say about it. I was just there. I was taking video of the whole game just for fun. It had nothing to do with signs.
Speaking of that, what do you guys? I mean, what is he thinking? I mean, he does some crazy stuff, but he didn't know the guy. He does not know that guy. Doesn't know what's going on. That's hard for me. That's hard.
But does he?
Probably knows his name is Stallions Collins or something.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Cody, you might be right. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. Will we ever know the real truth?
We're going to get there. It keeps getting worse.
Yeah, and they're going. Yeah, they're digging it. I think they want to get him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here's the question, though. I was talking about this with my dad. We were talking about it at breakfast last week. I understand that it's breaking the rules, and it should be investigated and all that. But why is it a rule?
Well, and I'll be honest, if you see it during the game and you figure it out during the game, you're going to do it. I mean, you're going to do it. Same thing in a baseball game. You figure out what their signals are, you're going to take it to your advantage and use it.
That's my point, is why where we're at now, because you can go ahead and, I mean, it's not illegal in baseball. You can go to games ahead of time. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that you can do that.
They just took it to a different level, though. I mean, what they did.
The sophistication of this.
Yeah, this is
pretty fascinating.
What a guy, military expert and something.
And yet made some really bonehead decisions in, just running things through public transactions, Venmo accounts. And
well, house they couldn't have been that sophisticated then.
Right.
But now, somebody's out there, they'll get the death penalty. No. They will not ever they'll never do that again.
No, the Southern Methodist is just now getting back.
Yeah.
No, anyway, that was just crazy.
It's just, to me, I'm a baseball guy. To me, that's such a part of the game. It's an art of the game. So trying to steal the signs, and I don't know, but I was talking to my buddy last night about it, and it's something different because there weren't even signs in football 10 years ago, 15 years ago, because nobody was going so fast.
Well, I remember when Coach Bryant ran the wishbone, he had one player, a quarterback, that never got on the field. His job was to run out, call the play, and come back. And then they changed their rule because of him, where a kid had to stay in a play.
Right.
You remember that? That was a long. Y'all might not even born then. This was a long time.
No, I wasn't.
But that now would be an illegal substitution because you're counting 12 people and you're trying to figure out where to line up your defense if that person goes off. Yeah.
And then he also had those tearaway jerseys, and then they made that illegal. Coach Bryant always kind of had
a little innovative.
That's the word, innovative. Yeah,
looking for the edge, everybody. But man, what a week in college football, and I'm gonna miss most of them. But we got in the SEC, man. I cannot wait. I wish I could see these games. 11 o'clock kickoff. You got a lot of great games, but I'm looking forward to Ole Miss, Texas A&M.
That's the one I've got circled.
That could keep an eye on that one. Let me ask you this:
it's gonna be chilly.
I was watching you guys. What you guys were talking about. Hey, Wildcat, last night, try to go to bed, okay? The phone blows up. I said, what is going on? Is this Michigan Eddie? I thought Michigan Eddie had to be Michigan Eddie. I look, it's Jeremy and Cody. They're talking. They got a great conversation going. Yeah. And I was going to get into it. I was just too tired. I just laid there. I did read it, though, but I just laid there. And I think y'all got into this. What if this weekend you have Ole Miss goes down, LSU beats Bama, Missouri beats. Is that what y'all were talking about?
No. It was a little different,
but what if that happens?
Right. But the whole thing that we were talking about is, what if literally you don't end up with an undefeated team?
Yeah.
And you have and all the teams that are going to play each other is right. Like, Ohio State loses to Michigan, Michigan loses to Penn State, Georgia loses to Alabama in the SEC championship, Washington loses to Oregon, Florida State loses to Louisville. But all this could happen.
All this could happen.
And then you've got Oregon, Texas, Alabama, and Penn State could possibly be your conference champs. It could be a mess.
Mm-hmm.
4 through 8 could jump 1 through 4.
You could clean out the top 4.
Well, I will say this. The Pac-12 is going to, if they only have a one-loss team, they're in. I mean, that's all everybody's talking about. This is the go-away present. I don't care. And I'm be honest with you. Yeah, they're okay. They're pretty good. But I'm not buying in that they're elite. I'm not. I watched that Oregon-Washington game. I don't know. And I will say this about the SEC. Are we really that far down as the season going on? Have we gotten better? Look at week 1. We get beat by FSU. Week 2, Texas comes into Alabama where they won 52 straight and looked pathetic and got beat. So that hurt the image of the SEC to begin with. Mm-hmm. And now everybody's saying Georgia's not for real. I think Georgia's for real.
There's definitely parity in the SEC this year, and I think Saban nailed it. 1 through 10, pretty pretty doggone competitive in the conference now. And you don't see, I think some of this goes back to the rule changes, the clock. You're not seeing the 40, 50 points. The defenses are stronger this year. I don't know if that's the time rules. I don't know if that's the NIL and transfer where you're not in a system. You're coming in and you've just got a few months.
No, you're right. It's a time. You have limited possessions.
Plays.
You're not getting all these reps like you used to.
So it doesn't look as dominant. It's dominating, but the early non-conference losses really did, kind of frame things. Oh, SEC's down this year, and we dropped some ugly ones. And now in the conference, we're kind of doing SEC West Survivor and knocking everybody off as happens. But
this could be a crazy week in SEC.
It really could. Yep. There's some great matchups.
I do believe if Bama gets through this one, I think they will struggle against Kentucky. The next week, 11 o'clock kickoff, I think they'll win that. Auburn will give them a game at home, but I think they should win that. So if Bama takes care of business against LSU, I think the West is going to be a chance to get.
I would say Oregon looked impressive last week, going into Utah and just absolutely.
I have not been impressed. I watched Utah, how great they are. I watched.
No, they lost the quarterback.
I watched them against Florida. They didn't have the quarterback then.
Yeah.
I watched them against Florida. I was not impressed. Florida played them close. It seemed like it was a lot worse than the score was. Utah's not a great football team.
Then you have to ask, how bad is USC?
Their defense is pathetic.
Yeah. Because to go into the Coliseum.
Cal almost won that game. And Auburn beat Cal on the road.
Yeah. So
anyway.
Lincoln Riley and USC not materializing like we thought it would when he
it's kind of like, honestly, it's kind of like what he did at Oklahoma. Offense is going to be outstanding, but I'm disappointed in him because I thought they're going to be really good. Hey, what do you think about Hugh Freeze or the job Auburn's doing?
Honestly, I haven't watched Auburn that much this year.
They play hard. The defense is pretty good. They can't throw the ball. Last week they looked like a totally different football team. They played his offense
called veto power. Yeah, that was his own words.
Yeah, I mean they looked a lot better. The offense looked good, especially the first half.
I think he's got to take control. If he is and he is an offensive mind, but he's going to have to step in and lead the offense. And there have been head coaches who can handle the HC position and the OC position just fine in this environment. And for Auburn, I think the Auburn faithful, they want to see that piece.
I think Florida needs to go the other way. I think Florida has to hire an offense coordinator and let him focus on the whole thing instead of calling plays. That's just me. That's what I think about that.
No, I think you're right.
But we got hype, man. What about this past weekend in high school football? Was it not incredible? Bozeman is undefeated. Unbelievable. And then Mosley, thank God. We are district champions. We got a championship team here in Bay County, and they finally slay the dragon. When's the last time it's Niceville lost to anybody in Bay County? How many years do you think it's been?
I know it was 10 straight wins.
I was about to say,
Niceville over Mosley.
It could be 25. It could be, I don't know. I don't know the last time somebody here's beaten them.
Well, I think 10 years.
Has it been 10?
It's been 10 since Mosley beat them.
Yeah, 10 matchups. I don't know if it was over the 10.
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Last 10, Niceville had won.
And I don't think Bays beat them in that time.
I don't think Rutherford. I think it's been a long time. We'll try to look that. Well, ask Tommy when he's killing a deer this morning, we can ask him. All right, let's talk about some of our great sponsors. Appreciate all of it. And speaking of that, you've got a great young lady, Lindsay Lanier, that works for you, and her husband, bless his heart, love that guy. He's a military guy, and his work takes him away. But every time he's in town, I try to say hello to him because I keep up with a lot of people. Facebook. I do all my work on Facebook. I'll look at things, share it, come back and do my show later the day. But I see the people that I know, and I keep up with their family and all these other people that my son might know. And they're wonderful people. Saw her yesterday. Their dog, their boxer, I'm walking and the dog sees me, and they didn't know he's out. And I said, I hope this dog is nice. And he looked kind of, big. I spoke to the dog like it scared her. It was a girl. But anyway, I watched her go back in. She jumps about 2 fences to go back in.
Oh, my goodness.
The dog can get out anytime it wants. But anyway, it was cool seeing both of them. Matter of fact, he listened to our show yesterday.
We're blessed to have Lindsay and all of our agents, man. They're good.
Lindsay's a sweetheart. All right, let's talk about some of the other people like J. Michael's Restaurant. It was packed out yesterday because, why? World famous. Yeah, absolutely. It was packed out last night, today. It'll be the same thing. J. Michael's legendary restaurant, the coldest beer, best seafood, J. Michael's. South Oak, title and closing. all the big-time realtors all head down to South Oak Title and Closing. Chuck Tucker does an incredible job. Make sure you don't make a mistake. No surprises, South Oak Title and Closing, number one. Stevenson Air Conditioning feels really good here right now because we have Stevenson Air Conditioning. If you have any kind of problem, this cold weather gets you and yours breaks down, I don't care what time it is, you call Stevenson Air Conditioning, they'll be there for you. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. David want to make sure to let you know. And it kind of feels like winter today, this morning, 39 degrees on the beach. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, winter weekend special, all day, Saturday and Sunday. Get up there and watch all the football games. You're going to get draft beer, pitchers, $5, Miller Lite, Bud Light, Michelob Ultra. Domestic beer, a bucket of those, $20. Import, a bucket of those, $25. Great food, lunch specials, Monday through Friday. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, right across the street from the Navy base. We get back, it's Mosley Day, it's Champion Day. I wish we had that song, We Are the Champions. I wish we had it. Maybe we could hear it when we come back for Mosley. Maybe.
Who knows?
We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. We're taking the inside drive.
But no, I did the gritty. I did the gritty, and
you hit it.
A couple.
You don't do the gritty.
I hit the gritty, and one of the Pensacola kids was laughing at me, because I was like, man, that's one of our first birdies of the season. Like, I'm doing the gritty.
Hey, heck yeah!
So that kid was doing the gritty.
Join Ryan Mulvey.
Thank you very little.
Middays 11 to 1 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Thursday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the east-northeast, mostly sunshine and 69. Clear skies tonight, colder at 51 and a wind coming out of the east-northeast around 11 miles per hour. Tomorrow, sunny and a gentle breeze right around 10 miles per hour with a high of 72. About the same at 75 Saturday and well sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hi folks, it's Tracy with Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Coin and Bullion Reserves. Did you know that we do more than just sell some of the finest jewelry in town? We can engrave on your wedding band, locket, Yeti cup, or almost anything. Need your watch battery changed? We can do that too. Our expert will even evaluate your coin collection. And of course, we always pay top dollar for your old gold and silver jewelry. See, there's a lot more to Tracy's Fine Jewelry than a lot of pretty sparkly things. Come and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
The #1 SEC call-in show is now twice as big. It's double the Paul Feinbaum Show. Weeknights starting at 6.
Okay, but also go faster.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
About the Mosley Dolphins right now. This song is dedicated to the coach and their team and their school. They are the champions. Unbelievable. Hey, Kyle Wright, thank you, Kyle, for this. Texted in and said that last time Mosley beat Niceville was back in 2004.
Wow.
2004. Crazy.
Kyle's got some good stuff on Facebook, by the way.
Yeah,
he's
does.
a good follow, man. I like Kyle. Matter of fact, one of his posts that he made about Florida State, I'll be talking about later on in the show. So thank you, Kyle. Appreciate it.
Yeah, he is really good. All right, we got Coach. Let's bring him on. Coach, how you doing this morning, sir?
I'm doing good.
Congratulations. What a football game. That's got to be, it's a huge win for Bay County. It makes everybody feel good about football here again. What you guys are doing and what Bozeman's doing, making us all feel really good and proud. Great job. That was a great football game. Jeremy was really excited about it. So, Jeremy, I'll let you take over.
Coach, congratulations. I've dropped the quote from our conversation last week that you gave me, and I'm going to continue to use it and give you credit, where you said pressure is what you get when you don't know what you're doing. And y'all were in the pressure cooker in that fourth quarter, and that alone was several ball games in itself. But just kind of walk us through those things. The margin was thin. You had to come from behind. You do that, going for two. Just, kind of from your vantage point there in those last 12 minutes on the sidelines, what was that like?
Yeah, no, the message for the 2 weeks, I had the open week before the message, and up into that and before the game was we knew it was going to be a tough ball game. We knew it was going to be a fourth quarter ball game. We felt confident. We felt like we could play with those guys, but the challenge, is just continue just to get back up, just keep getting up off the mat. I think that's, that's how Niceville beats people, is they just wear them down and just, take people's will away from them. And that was our challenge to the guys, is let's just keep fighting. Let's just keep giving ourselves a chance. I thought our guys did that. We were down 14 in the first half. We were down 14 in the second half. Obviously had to do a 2-minute drill and go for two to win the game. And, I was just proud of the way our guys played, how hard they fought, the way they responded. And then going for two, we knew that was the plan the entire time. We talked about it multiple times as a team, that we talked about if we score late, under 5 minutes, that we were going to go for two to try to steal the win and force them to have to execute under pressure.
Very good. And you did it. Congrats.
Coach Cody Shields here. Congratulations on the win. I got a question about that 2-point conversion, and it's a two-part question. One, I want to know, or I think people want to know, what was the play call that you called? And then also, did you have it pre-picked before the game? You said that you guys knew that you were going to go for two. Was it a, hey, here's 3 plays depending on what we see throughout the game, what the defense gives us, or, hey, we're running right wing, blah, blah, blah. Did you know ahead of time?
Yeah, no, we had repped it multiple times throughout the week. The name of the play is doubles right strong, foul, P to F shallow. Jack, Jack Matthews, he's been one of our top producing receivers for us this year. We wanted to put him in the backfield so then we could motion him out to receiver and try to get us a good matchup. When we motioned Jack out there, they made a slight adjustment, and the outside linebacker jumped Jack, and the corner squeezed Adam, which left Carson wide open over there in the corner. The thing that most people probably don't appreciate on that play, for Sammy, Carson was the third read in that progression.
Wow.
So just in that high intense moment that we went from Jack to Adam to Carson in just a split second, just really speaks of how far, obviously Sammy's come physically, but how far he's come mentally as well.
Yeah, your quarterback's tough. I've seen some times he's been hit, and he just keeps on going. I really like that kid.
Yeah, no, Sammy played really great. The other night he did a great job. There's times in there where he was changing formations, where he was moving the back, changing protection. Niceville was blitzing us all night. In that game, he got hit 37 times, which is something that we're not proud of, but it just speaks to his toughness and him just standing in there and continuing to throw great balls all night long.
Well, a great win. Now we got to put it behind us and get ready for a game. Choctaw, I hate going over there. I hated playing there. I don't care who's listening. You get the short. I'm still upset about the time we went over there. It was us, Pensacola, and Choctaw, and we did the same thing you did. We couldn't stop them. I went for it. Our ball boys stand there, touchdown. The kids jump up, touchdown. They huddle up, get together. They called off the touchdown, and we lost the game. All my life, I will never forget that. But anyway, I told them, I said, we'd walked in standing up. There would be no question said about it, but we didn't. And it was, anyway, we thought we scored. So you got to go over there and play a tough team to just beat Fort Walton 41-0. Can you get them back down on earth? Can you bring them back down? Can you have them ready to go this week?
Yeah, that's been the message all week. You can't, like we've said this before, we can't let a bad loss affect us the next week. Now we're on the flip side. We can't let a great win affect us this coming week as well. So that's been the message to the guys. Choctaw's a really good football team. They're a district champion as well. Really athletic, got some wideouts that can really go. Their quarterback, it's his third year starting. And they can really fly around on defense as well.
All right, playoffs. I know I shouldn't be even bringing this up to you, but I want to know. you don't, even though you're district champs, doesn't mean you get a first round home game. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I don't get that. I don't get that. I don't understand it.
Yeah, not a big fan of it. I think if you polled most high school coaches, they're not a big fan of it either. But that's the rules we play under now.
Well, so explain to us this. Does it look pretty good that Mosley will be home the first round, or is this game going to have a lot to do with it?
No, this game's definitely going to have a lot to do with it. For us to get a chance to get a home playoff game, we're going to need to beat Choctaw. If we don't beat Choctaw, I'd say the likelihood of us getting a home playoff game is going to be pretty slim. So, that's, again, to me, it's a lot of motivation for us and for our kids to go over there tonight and play really, really well. Obviously, to finish out this year really strong, but also, we're fighting to get a home playoff game as well.
You play a lot of, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like you guys play quite a bit Thursday night games. How do you like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's our fifth one. Obviously it's not part of like the master plan. I mean, just kind of the nature of the beast between trying to have to share Tommy Oliver with a couple of teams, and then the referee shortage has moved a couple of games to Thursday night. When you win, you like them because then you get to enjoy your Friday nights. When you lose, it's not fun because it's just, an extra day in there that you have to fill that loss. But again, it's just, we can control only what we can control. So we're used to it now. And it's kind of just for this year, it's just been par for the course playing on Thursday.
So, Coach, with Choctaw, and we talked Niceville, we talked playoffs, those things. What do you see that you're up against? You're going to need to try to be looking out for this evening to get over there and get back here with a win this evening.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing is Cole Tabb. I think he's the best player in the Panhandle. He's committed to Stanford. I mean, he's short, stocky guy, really strong. I mean, it's going to take a lot of guys to get him on the ground. So we got to do a really good job of corralling their running back. And then they got a couple of guys outside on the perimeter that can really go. So we got to stop the run. We got to limit big plays. And then offensively, I mean, obviously Sammy's got to play really good for us. And we got to, offensive line's got to be physical. And we've got to dominate the line of scrimmage. So, that's the plan for us. Again, Choctaw's a really good football team. I think we're a good football team. So, hopefully it'll be another exciting football game.
And everybody pretty healthy after, I know, physical game last week, but any injuries, major things that you're carrying into this week or just?
Yeah, no, we lost. We had our first, I guess we jinxed ourselves last week. We had our first major injury on the year. We lost Tanner Cherry, senior defensive end, tore his ACL. Had a really good year for us. But honestly, man, he's obviously taken it really well. He says, Coach, he goes, look, I'd tear my ACL again to beat Niceville. So,
wow.
That's how much I meant to him. But yeah, that's been our first big injury of the season.
Well, Coach, good luck to you. It's going to be a tough game tonight at Choctaw. Go out there and support them. And we'll talk to you next week, buddy. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good luck, Coach.
All right, let's talk about some of our great people. We got so many of them, man. Dr. Chad Mitchell, you can listen to him every Monday right here on 104.3 ESPN. 24 years. Next year will be a special occasion. 25 years taking care of Bay County athletes. We got to do something for him for that. Bay District Schools. And also, don't forget about the Cajun Place. When that kickoff starts, Saturday morning, 11 o'clock, 50-cent wings, $5 pitchers. You can't beat it. The place is packed out. Of course, it's a huge facility. It's beautiful in there. Rick does a great job. Wear your colors, man. Wear that FSU, Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, wherever you are. Wear it in there. And Saturday night, that's where you want to be at 6:45 for Alabama, LSU. There will be a lot of LSU Tigers in there and a lot of Crimson Tide people. That's going to be fun. Get down there, have a great time. That Cajun Place. Now, you want 3 great meals, you stay there all day and all night. Rudy's Barbecue on Bat Beach Road, and they cater. Any kind of business you want to treat your employees, Cody Shields, all you got to do is call Rudy's Barbecue. They'll bring it to you. They'll bring it to the office in Lynn Haven. They'll bring it to the office wherever the other one's at. Rudy's Barbecue on Baton Beach Road. They do an incredible job. All right, we'll be right back. We're talking about Mosley. I was told when I was off that job about 20, 30 years ago, whenever it was, they were having a stadium. We screwed up again. poor leadership. That stadium should have been built at Lynn Haven and not all that money at Tommy Oliver. That's just me. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Only 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida could bring sports fans like you an app this powerful. The sports content you crave is always on. Live stream us everywhere you go. Now with upgraded programming and live game schedules, you'll always know when the Atlanta Braves and your favorite games are playing. Plus, interact with our local hosts in real time and so much more. The new app for the sports fanatic is available at the Apple Store and Google Play. From 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey folks, Chris Kramer with Bill Kramer GM. And the best place to listen to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is inside a brand new vehicle from Bill Kramer GM. And I want you to know we've got 10 times the amount of inventory on the ground as we did this time last year, and darn near all of them are discounted. So shop us online at BillKramerGM.com or visit us the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd. We'll make it easy and take great care of you.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linden. Call 850-320-8388.
The sounds of is everywhere, and the cooler weather is back a little now and then. So that means it's time for a trip to that boot store to outfit the whole family in their favorite Western wear for that colder weather on the way. And if you need quality work clothes, check out the large selection of Carhartt work clothes, boots, and shoes available at that boot store, open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 till 5, and Friday and Saturday, 9 till 5:30, next to Bill Bird Kia, 15th Street in Panama City. Remember, God is good all the time.
He doesn't always go the extra mile. But when he does, it's because he missed the exit. It's the Coach James Hale Show. Live and local inside the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State. Woo! Man, we have got some panhandle legends in here this morning. Jeremy Pridgeon, Cody Shields, and the man himself, the bourbon capital of the world, the Kentucky Wildcat. Put that drink down. It's too early. Wildcat. You having fun back there this morning?
For you, maybe it's too early.
Hey, if you want to give us a call, ask Cody a question, or Jeremy.
There you go.
The number is 215-6290. Florida State Update is brought to you by newbies like it always is. Love John, love Charlotte. Charlotte is beautiful inside and out, and she demands the best bands in the Southeast for the mothership every weekend. That's the reason it's so popular throughout the Southeast. Legendary place. Get out there and support them. Newbies 2 on the Curve. That's where you can watch all sporting events. It's been remodeled. It's beautiful. Cody Shield has the honor today to talk about the Florida State Seminoles. You made a comment to me before. I used to be a FSU fan. What does that mean?
I know. It's a weird situation. Okay, it's. I got to admit something. You know, everybody knows me as an Alabama fan, but if you ask my closest friends and the people that knew me back in the day, I was a Florida State fan. I grew up a Florida State fan. And basically, if you look at my name, B. Cody Shields, my friends would say the B stands for bandwagon. To be a fan, that's what they would say. And let me just tell you, I have caught heck since. I could give you a good story here, but basically what happened was I went to school in Alabama for 4 years. My brother pitched at the University of Alabama, played baseball there. Baby. So Alabama, and yeah, absolutely. In 2005, I moved to Alabama to Dothan, and my brother became, started pitching there at Alabama. And
hold your thoughts.
Yeah,
we got somebody who wants to. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. It's Coach Mike with Lynn Haven Raiders.
Hey, Coach, go ahead. What do you got for us?
Oh, just calling in. We had our first playoff game last weekend. We won. And this Saturday we're playing for the conference championship against Lynn Haven Storm. So it'll be 2 Lynn Haven teams in the conference championship.
Lynn Haven's just having a great year this year, are they not? Are they not?
Yeah.
At every level. Yeah. Unbelievable. Well, I appreciate that.
Where are you playing and what time?
We play Saturday at Vernon High School, actually, at 3 o'clock. It's going to be a great game. You know, Michigan Eddie's son will be out there. There's going to be a lot of local talent that will be in these high schools in a year or two.
Well, you were talking really great. You were mentioning some great things until you mentioned that name.
I love his son. He stays on the sideline.
Oh,
quiet, so we're good.
Yeah, his son, his wife, his daughter, they're all outstanding. The whole family's outstanding. I don't know what he had to do with it, but they're all. The rest of them are great. I mean, they're wonderful. I love them. Anyway, hey, listen, thanks for calling. We got to finish up this FS update. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Good luck.
You have a good day.
Thank you. All right, Cody, get back.
Finish the story and we'll get on it. So basically, Alabama was introduced into my life. Once you've tasted it, you know, you can't do anything about it. When I was out in Arizona playing baseball, I was out there. I'd had a surgery. I was depressed. I was living in a hotel room by myself, didn't have a car. And you know what? My Alabama boys were calling me, and that's when Florida State was not doing so well. Alabama was, and I needed something in my life, man. And ever since then, I've lost 4 or 5 friends. So,
Jeremy, is that how it hit you? Is it the joy Alabama brings you into your life? I think you hit it perfectly. That's my experience. That just brought joy to me.
Warms your heart.
Coach Paul Bear Bryant.
I'm telling you. So, anyways, if you see me out and about, please give me a hard time because yes, I have not been a lifetime Alabama fan, and I am never switching back to Florida State. No matter, I didn't do it in 13. I'm not doing it this year. It's not going to happen. But they have the Pitt game coming up this weekend. I think everybody feels pretty good about that. The rest of their schedule looks pretty smooth sailing for them until they're probably going to run into Louisville in the ACC championship game. That one's going to be good. But a little bit of news, 5-star recruit DJ Pickett out of Zephyr Hills, Florida. He's actually a top prospect in Florida, is what they're saying, in the 2025 recruiting cycle. He will be visiting, not this weekend, but he will be visiting at the Miami game. And they're saying that is a really big weekend for recruiting. Obviously, they always say that, but getting Pickett will be a big deal. So they're looking forward to that. Also, Renardo Green, defensive back, he was named one of 15 semifinalists for the Jim Thorpe Award. So you got that. Not a whole lot of other news really going on except for the fact that they did get put at number 4 in the college football playoff.
What did you think about that?
Well, so I've got mixed feelings on it, right? And it goes back to there again. What is the committee picking on, right? And so there again, I told you early in the show, Kyle Wright had some good stuff. I've been following it, and if you noticed in the show, they compared the top 3 and didn't compare the top 4 in one of the graphics. Now, when do they ever do that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they compare, and so he posted the actual resume comparison that I'm looking at right here. And when you look at, ranked wins, Power 5 wins, FBS wins, their strength of schedule, strength of record, I mean, they should be number 2.
That's where I had them.
They should be number 2.
Yeah.
And I was listening to what's his name? Who's the chair committee? Boo. I don't remember his name. Anyway, but what I thought was interesting is I was listening to his stuff last night, and he was saying, not like when they were talking about Ohio State, how strong their offense is. And he started talking about like
controlling the game and
stuff like that.
Ohio State has not controlled the games. They came back and won at the very end of the game against Notre Dame, which was outstanding.
Right.
And they didn't look that great when they went over Penn State.
But I've just never heard them basically say, besides like wins, losses, strength of schedule and stuff like that, where they're actually judging the talent on the field. Well, if you're doing that, you've got to look at Florida State.
Yeah.
And with Jordan Travis, Keon Coleman, Benson at running back is Benson, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
look at the receivers they have.
Yeah, tall guy, 6'7". I mean, how do they not? end up at number 2 or 3? And I think the answer is brand. You know, I think it boils down to branding.
I'm with
and
you.
Money.
So you're thinking exactly, Jeremy, same thing he's talking about. I thought they'd go by strength of schedule. We talked about it all week. I said number 1 has to be Ohio State. They came on the road, came back at the end of the game and beat Notre Dame. Then they beat Penn State when they were ranked in the top 10 at home. They got the best 2 wins. Mm-hmm. Then you go Florida State. They opened up and beat a top-ranked team, LSU. Then they beat Clemson at Clemson when they were ranked. So I don't get it. I don't understand what they're thinking.
Well, at the end of the day, I hate to be like this, but you got to follow the money. If where they put the original 4 teams, or 4 teams, but all the teams, it's huge. Because if Florida, let's just say they could have flipped a coin and put Florida State at 2, 3, or 4, and you could have argued for 2, 3, or 4. If they put them at 2, and they were to happen to lose to Louisville, they may have to keep them in the playoffs or somewhere around there. If they're at 4 and Florida State loses, they're probably out.
Gone.
They're out.
And the reason that they want that is the Florida State the fan base. It's not going to bring the same amount of money as your Ohio State, your Michigan, and this, that, and the other.
Right.
I mean,
I kind of agree with that.
So when you put them at 2 and 3, and then you put Florida State at 4, it's sealing Florida State's destiny. Do they really want that ACC team in the college football playoffs? And I mean, I don't think they do.
Yeah. And honestly, what you're talking about there, not only that, and Florida State's up there now. Their brand's good, but it's not good compared to Ohio State and Michigan as far as TV eyeballs. You go look at the team. Well, I keep up with it. I usually look at them, have them every week. What were the top 10 games? Who watched these games? Florida State's always in there, but they're not like Ohio State and Michigan.
They're on their way.
Yeah.
I mean, I really do believe. I think they're back. I think they're on their way, but their brand has lost.
But how you can have them 4th right now? If it's true that you're going to go by strength of schedule, it has to be Ohio State and FSU.
I agree.
Michigan hadn't played anybody, and they're good. I mean, I'm not saying they're not good; they're really good, but they hadn't played anybody. Now, once they start playing somebody, they should move up in the rankings. But you know what? If Georgia beats Missouri, then turns around and beats Ole Miss, guess what? I'm going to have Georgia number 1 if they're still undefeated. They should go every week, right?
Yeah, and I'm going to pick up on the other part that Cody mentioned with Florida State and brand. You probably saw that 6-day hold was placed on the FSU-Miami game, so we don't know the start time yet.
Right.
And that Miami-NC State game may have as much to do with helping Florida State.
Yeah.
Because if Miami wins that game, it bolsters that a little bit more. And you can maybe tap into some of that nostalgia of wide right 1, 2, and 3. And
you bring that up, and they're doing the exact same thing in the SEC. Next week, there's 3 games tied up to happen. What's happened this week? Because CBS gets the number 1 pick at 2:30.
Yeah,
and we don't know when them games are going to be played.
Yeah,
Ole Miss, Georgia depends if Ole Miss wins. I guarantee you, if Georgia and Ole Miss wins, it's going to be settled.
That's settled. Exactly. So I really think that Florida State needs Miami to win. To bolster that where it will be on the national spotlight. A little bit more.
Well, I don't care what happens. 1-loss Pac-12 team is going to be in over a 1-loss ACC champ.
That's not even a question. Now, do I agree with it?
No, I don't either.
But it is 100%. That is true.
Great update brought to you by Newbies. Thank you so much, Cody. Again, if you want to call us today, call 215-6290. We got hopefully we have Chris Blair will be on, LSU Voice of Fighting Tigers. Hopefully we'll have him on around 8:40, something like that. So we're going to have to change up some things a little bit. Well, last week we didn't get him, so hopefully this week we'll have him. Our phones are working great right now, so if you can give us a call, knock on wood.
They were till you said that.
Okay. All right, I tell you what, when you're dealing with insurance, you can have all these different companies, but the secret to this is who your agent is. That's the guy who's going to get you the money you deserve, what you've been paying for. Is he going to fight for you? He's going to make sure you get every penny you should get. Jim Dickerson does that for everyone. He's incredible. I've had him for 24, 25 years. Jim Dickerson's number 1, not even close. Remember this number, 763-4673. 763-4673. Yeah, that's what I said, 763-4673. Write it down, call him, change him. Go look at your policy, bring it in, let him sit down with him. He'll save you some money. The guy's incredible. He's with State Farm. Also, do you want that yard look absolutely beautiful? Turf Pro Pest Control, Patrick and his crew do an incredible job. Give him a call. They'll come out. That yard will look absolutely beautiful when he gets through with it. Pat, love you, brother. He is an unbelievable city commissioner of Lynn Haven. Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven yesterday was loaded up. They do a great job. Every Wednesday, $9.99, 10 wings, drinking aside. You can't beat that. All you Mosley people, get over there early. Have a meal. Head out to Fort Walton and go watch that football game. Friday, get down to Beef O'Brady's. Saturday and Sundays, get down to Beef O'Brady's. Great place to be. Great atmosphere. The food's incredible. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
You're home for college football. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This Saturday, it's a college football triple header. First, Kansas State at Texas, kickoff at 11, followed by Auburn at Vanderbilt at 3. Then, it's the LSU Tigers versus the Alabama Crimson Tide. Coverage starts at 6:45 on your home for the most live college football on the Gulf Coast. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Thursday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the east-northeast, mostly sunshine and 69. Clear skies tonight, colder at 51 and a wind coming out of the east-northeast around 11 miles per hour. Tomorrow, sunny and a gentle breeze right around 10 miles per hour with a high of 72. About the same at 75 Saturday and we'll have sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
The holidays can be a stressful time for you and your pets. If you plan on hosting events in your home, it is important that you make sure your dog is prepared and comfortable. Brought to you by the Humane Society of Bay County. Holidays with Dogs and Guests is an hour-long class that will help you understand your dog's behaviors and how to correct them in a busy setting. Learn commands, distractions, and ways to redirect unwanted behavior by joining us November 11th at 10 a.m. Class will be held at our thrift and gift store. For more details and to register, visit adoptme.org or call 850-640-4708.
Did you know that fees associated with real estate closings are virtually the same from one title company to the next? So what sets South Oak Title apart? Effective communication, customer service, expertise, and technology. If you're buying or selling real estate, refinancing a residential or commercial property, tell your realtor you want to close with South Oak Title. South Oak Title, with locations across the Southeast, including Panama City Beach, Inlet Beach, Destin, and Fort Walton Beach. Visit them online at southoaktitle.com.
Hi, this is Ryan Mulvey. Join me weekdays starting at 11 for the Inside Drive. The latest sports stories, the biggest reactions, and even sports betting right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is a man's world. This is a man's world.
Hey, Jeremy was preaching about that.
Shit. Oh, Lord.
You got those women straightened out, Jeremy.
Oh, God.
Anyway, we're back. 104.3. I love that. I love him. He is unbelievable. I'm talking about Jeremy.
I was about to say, yeah.
Hey, what do you, let's get these picks in because we got to change everything up.
We got to pick some high school ball games here, week 10 of the high school season for some. This is.
Oh, wait. Yeah. How did we do last week?
You did fairly well. You're 3 games ahead of me. You're 92-29 for the season. I'm 89-37. I went out there with a couple of super dogs, and I was close on James Madison and ODU. I felt good about that one, but it didn't come through. And so we're neck and neck here. Long way to go. A lot of football left. A lot of football left. So, but you got a lot of seniors that are going to put on the gear for the last time and play one more, and you think how quickly it passes when you look back on it.
I can't believe this is the last week of regular season. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, and others are looking to maybe sneak in on the playoffs as at large and need a victory, and then others like Mosley have clinched their spot. So different things with different teams here, but we'll go through some of them and pick them up as we go. We have not talked a whole lot about Walton County, but Defuniak Springs Walton is 9-0 like our Bozeman Bucks, and they've dominated competition. They're going to be hosting Northview. Northview's down a little bit this year.
Defending state champs, correct?
Yeah, the 1A crowd there, but they're 3-5 heading into Walton 9-0. And
Walton,
I've got Walton running the table, finishing a perfect season, getting ready for the postseason.
Yep.
Am I in on this, Coach?
Yes.
I've got Walton. Absolutely.
Okay. Over in Wewell Hitchka, down in Franklin County, I believe. Have to get Bobby to clarify this one, but Wewell and Franklin playing for the second time. Wewell won the first one pretty easily, playing the second game. A little bit unusual in the scheduling.
Wewell will win that one easy.
Got the Gators. Go Gators, and they'll finish at 500 for the season.
Yeah, I'll go with the Gators.
Okay. Similar matchup, winless Graceville 0-8, hosting 6-3 Cottondale. I'm going to take the Hornets.
I'm going to take the winless Graceville to keep losing.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not going to win.
Well, I'm going to take Graceville for the win.
Okay.
I am. I've got
you
it.
Got some inside news we don't know?
Listen, I've got it on high authority that they've got a game plan this week, Graceville by touchdown.
Okay.
Wow.
Yep.
We'll pull it out here then.
Right.
Yep.
Rival game.
Now, one more. Vernon 4-5, traveling over to Tallahassee to play FAMU 1-6. I'm gonna have the Yellow Jackets finishing 500 and bouncing back. So
I'm with you.
I'll take Vernon.
Not so fast. Not so fast. I got the FAMU Rattlers over there. I'm telling you.
You're taking that speed.
I am.
Right.
Absolutely. FAMU.
Cody might blow us out of the water this week.
He might.
You need to pay attention to those two games, Graceville and the FAM. I'm telling you.
All right.
Now it's gonna get a little tougher here. South Walton Seahawks are 6-3. They're hitting the road to go up and play a very tough Mariana team that's 5-4.
Mariana just got spanked 38-0, but they're playing Florida High.
Florida High, and somehow those kids always end up at Florida State, or somewhere like that.
Right.
So,
right.
I really think this is going to be a tough ball game. I like Mariana at home, but I think South Walton's going to have just enough firepower to get into Jackson County and get out of there with a win. So I'm taking the Seahawks
over Mariana. Is that a district game? I think it is.
I think it may be. I'll have to double check that.
Here's what you're not considering: South Walton, Beach Boys, Mariana, Country Boys. It's going to be cold. It's going to be cold that night. The South Walton team is not going to be ready for the cold. They're not going to be tough enough. I've got Mariana by 2 touchdowns.
By
two touchdowns in the cold. I'm telling you.
Okay. We got to get you back.
Yeah.
We're talking. we're working a deal out. Don't worry. I got to stay with you, Jeremy. There's a reason for this because I'm kind of leaning towards Cody and the upset, but even I can just go with you and still win this competition. I'm playing smart football.
Yeah.
I'm playing smart picks. I go with you, South Walton.
South Walton, very good.
I got the lead. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Smart picks means stay away from mine, not necessarily go to Jeremy.
No, I'm already beating
what I do.
Just got to keep with him. I've won.
Make you go first on this next one.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to think it through.
Well, Cody gives us an insight into what is also a similar matchup with what's going on with Holmes County playing the Destin Sharks.
Oh man, you got.
I'm going Holmes County.
You got to go with the Country Boys in this weather. I'm telling you.
So
I'm with him. I'm going to go.
Holmes County had a tough game against Bozeman and let them get away.
Played them tough. At home, 29-16.
Destin has been an upstart and has surprised us all year. Something's going to give here for both programs.
What did Destin do last week? I'm trying to find it.
They won again, I believe. So I'll have to double check that. But it is in Destin. So Holmes County.
Oh, is it Destin?
So you go head down. But I'm going to take. I'm going to stay with you on just a good pick. Holmes County gets it done at Destin. I
feel better if it was at home.
Yeah.
I don't like them there.
I don't like the pick. You going to take the Sharks or the Blue Devils?
Oh, Holmes County all
Holmes
day.
County,
I'm telling you.
You just say they're tougher. They're going to go in there and will their way.
They're going to beat the Beach Boys.
All right, Destin, you heard it here. Cody Shields said you guys are going to get spanked.
Up in Sneeds, going back to Jackson County, the Freeport Bulldogs 3-6.
Sneeds.
Playing Sneeds 4-4.
Who is it again?
Sneeds and Freeport 3-6. Freeport 4-4. Sneeds.
Bill Thomas got them rolling now. They went through a little slump there that surprised me. Really surprised. I think Bill's got it corrected now. I like Sneeds.
All right, who are you taking?
I go with Sneeds. I got you on this one, Coach.
Sneads has just not done what we would expect of Sneads. Freeport has had a little bit of a tough break. I'm going to take the Bulldogs finishing up. So
separation.
All right.
Give me some separation there.
Yeah.
In Chipley.
Thank you for that pick.
The Chipley Tigers hosting the Bluntstown Tigers. The Tigers.
This is going to be a good game. Chipley's at home?
Yeah.
This is going to be a good game. I got Bluntstown, but it's going to be a good game.
You got Bluntstown?
Yeah.
Bluntstown on the road. Interesting pick.
I've got the Chipley Tigers. Simply because my college roommate was the quarterback.
They're tough.
Back in the day,
yeah.
I know what they're made of. Shout out to Mitch Davidson and his running back, James Staten, back in the early 2000s. No other reason than that. I'm going with the Chipley Tigers.
Okay.
They're tough at home.
Zero thought
Who
behind
did you
that
go
pick.
with?
I'm going with the Chipley Tigers at home. If this game were at Bowles Field in Bluntstown, I'd take the other Tigers.
All right. Well, I'm going to stick with mine. That way we got a chance to time it this week. Bluntstown's going to go on the road, flex its muscle. They got like 4 Division I players.
All right.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't tell me that before I did that whole roommate thing. Goodness gracious.
There's a reason for that.
And in the county, the Arnold Marlins and North Bay Haven.
This is going to be a game. This is going to be a good
Is it, though?
They're going to show up. Marlins show up
Coach.
and play them tough.
Coach.
Play them tough. And you're picking.
I'm going to wait and listen to y'all. I'm going to listen to y'all first.
I'll say it. North Bay Haven.
North Bay Haven finishes at 500. When have they won 5 ball games in a season?
Yeah.
Tough year for the Marlins.
Marlins are going to play great this game, but I just think the breaks will go to North Bay Haven.
I've got North Bay Haven as well. And
come on, Marlins, make me be wrong. Well, Matt, I love Matt too, and I love Gordy. So anyway, is that it?
Rutherford hosting
what a
Bozeman.
Heartbreak loss. Golly, man, they played their hearts out.
They did, and now they get to play an undefeated Bozeman team.
This is going to be a great game, man. I'm telling you, he's got speed. Bozeman cannot make any mistakes because Rutherford takes the house. But this is a special year. I think they go undefeated. I like Bozeman. I love Coach Griff. I think he does the most with less. He's got a great coaching staff.
I've got Bozeman. They got through the Amen Corner, Holmes County, and Chipley.
But Floyd's got that thing going at Rutherford. They're
playing intense, and they're going to fight. And this is their bowl game. This is their chance to.
It's going to be a great game. Sure. Who you got?
I got Bozeman.
I
do think it'll be closer than maybe Vegas has it. But
2 more. Down in Port St. Joe. That's pretty close to Louisiana, but
I think they're one of Elvis's songs. Okay.
The Bay Tornadoes heading over to Gulf County. 4-5 Tornadoes against the 5-4 Tiger Sharks.
This one, I just don't know where to go.
I'm from Gulf County. Give me the Tiger Sharks.
Well, I'm going to do the Taco Bell. I got to do Taco Bell. This is one of our big-time sponsors of Port St. Joe.
This game where Tommy Oliver, I take the Tornadoes.
Yeah, since it's at home.
This is a tough place to go play and win.
Taco Bell Bowl, I'm going to go with Port St. Joe.
And this is where, you talk about those.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. It is in here. It is in. There is a tornado alert in Port St. Joe this weekend on Friday. The Tornadoes by 3.
All right.
I'm telling you. Coach Brown going to have them boys ready, and they're going to go over there and whoop the Sharks by 3.
Great matchup, great ball game. Love seeing those two get together.
Were you talking about freaking me out back I had no idea what was going on.
Coach Brown, just remember Taco Bell, great sponsor.
Sorry about that.
And the last one we're going to pick in the high school, talked to Coach Whidden. They were sky high after a district championship last week, and now he's got the tall order of taking those kids on the road to play Choctaw, a very good 7-2 Choctaw team, with their own postseason aspirations and hopes. And
it's hard to win there.
It's hard to win, yeah. And I know that Niceville game was physical. I mean, you just heard how 37 times the quarterback got hit.
37.
God,
that's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a. Can he on kind of a short week? I know they played Niceville on Thursday, but another Thursday ball game. Have them ready to make that road trip and focus and finish strong.
I'm asking you. I'm listening to your answer.
Raising the question.
Well, I will say, and one of my questions I had for Whidden was this. Trying to get high school kids to believe that they can beat the team, right?
Yeah.
Can they beat Niceville? They did it.
Right.
Right. Now, you've always got the hangover. I don't think the high school kids have to worry about that in this game. There's not as much media in this. I think now they just think, hey, we can beat anybody.
Yeah.
So them going over to Charleston, I don't think they're scared. I think they believe, and belief in that age can go a long way. I got the Dolphins.
Pretty convincing case there, Cody.
I appreciate it, man. I'm a salesman.
Well, I think you sold me just enough for me to make the Mosley pick here, but I'm nervous.
Yeah, let's go. Come on, Coach.
Not so fast, my friend.
No, come on.
They're going to go over there. They're going to play their hearts out. You know what? I think you're right.
Fins up, baby. Come on.
Champions, baby. Play that song. The champions. It's the Mosley Dolphins and Bozeman.
Yes.
We got to give both of them credit.
Yeah,
Great
Bozeman
job.
looking to finish off an undefeated season.
Hey, you know what the key to those teams are? They all go down to Max Fit Sports Nutrition. They get bigger, they get stronger, they get faster. Jason Kovaleski can do the same thing for you. He also has helped my wife lose 10 pounds. They're incredible. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. They're over here on 23rd Street in Pier Park. Go by and see them. They'll do a great job for you. Also, 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. If it doesn't look right, feel right, do not play around. Go see Dr. Ward. You can listen to him every Wednesday right here at 7:30 in the morning. Dr. Ward's, he's really good about picking games also. The legendary doctor, offices throughout Northwest Florida. If you love pizza, where are you going to go? Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. Yes, sir. 3 restaurants in one. The deli's incredible. The bakery, oh my God, the bakery. Carrot cake, the Paradise Cake, and the Napoleon. Try all 3 of those. The other ones are outstanding, but those 3 go to a different level. Unbelievable. Lunch special every day. You get huge slice. It's like a huge pizza. 2 slices of pizza and a drink for $11.99. Take something with you. All you got to do is buy 1 other cup of drink or share a drink. Share a drink, whatever. But that's a great place to be. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli on Thomas Drive. We'll be right back. Have I talked about that great Taco Bell yet? I will. Okay. We'll be right back. 104.3. Jeremy Pridgeott, Alabama Crimson Tide. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
It's the PCB Hobby Takeover with Todd. Mondays at 5:20 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
That is a very high-end card and very rare.
Todd talks about coins, trading cards, collectibles, and the amazing stories behind them.
It was the first one that's ever come through my door.
Plus, we'll be taking your calls and questions at 850-215-6290. The PCB Hobby Takeover.
A platform for you to do your hobby.
Mondays at 5:20 on the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Thursday's weather. This afternoon and evening, there will be a gentle breeze out of the east-northeast, mostly sunshine and 69. Clear skies tonight, colder at 51 and a wind coming out of the east-northeast around 11 miles per hour. Tomorrow, sunny and a gentle breeze right around 10 miles per hour with a high of 72. About the same at 75 Saturday and we'll have sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
1, 2.
I'm in love with a man named Rudy. I'm okay with that. He knows exactly what I want. Keeps me coming back. Cooks breakfast, lunch, and dinner for me. Does the dishes too. I'm in love with a man named Rudy. Last name barbecue. It sure is easy to fall in love with Rudy's tasty oak smoked barbecue.
Next in line.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it, because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart Plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
College football isn't life and death. It's much more important than that. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Alabama Update brought to you by Steverson Air Conditioning.
You know, I'm teaching my daughter that.
Yeah, you're doing a
Sorry.
good job.
Let's get to Steverson.
Oh, let me tell you something. Yeah, Steverson Air Conditioning. Any kind of problem, you call Jason. They'll be out there for you. And get you a brand new one, man. Save you money. We took Lorelai and Leighton, my two granddaughters, the first time, and Jeremy was there. Jeremy saw him. We walked in. Jeremy, you should have seen Leighton's face. We walked down the lower level. As you do, you walk in, you see the stadium looks huge. It's beautiful. You should have seen her eyes when she saw how big that stadium was. She was like, I think the last game she was a Bay High School football game when Jared was coaching at Bay High. And she was like, she couldn't believe it. And our little one, same thing. And they were trying to sing those Alabama fight songs and stuff. They didn't know what they were saying. It was so funny, but they were having a blast. We had such a wonderful time. Jeremy, my question to you is, are we going to have a wonderful time at Bryant-Denny Saturday night? I just don't know.
This game has all the makings of a classic LSU-Alabama game at Bryant-Denny. And I mentioned, the at Bryant-Denny part because I think for us, we're a little nervous because we remember 9-6, 2011, game of the century.
I remember Joe Burrow. That's what I remember.
Well, and I added that one, 2019,
I'm sorry.
President Trump, and Tua playing after having been injured and, that fumble that really just changed the course of the game because you go back to belief. That's when LSU believed they could win the ball game. You don't drop that ball.
Were you there, Cody, for that one?
No.
That was insane.
Yeah.
And so Alabama's had LSU historically at home in the big game and has come up short a couple times. And I think that's why there's a little bit of nervousness. Plus, you add the X factor of this Alabama team, being so unpredictable. You and I were in Tuscaloosa. That first half Alabama team would have struggled with Bozeman. And in the second half, they looked like they could have played with anybody. Yeah. Anybody. And what Alabama team will show up. We keep hearing about these halftime adjustments. I really don't think there's a whole lot going on other than helping the players, particularly Milroe, see the things he's not seeing in game.
Correct.
Because you come out, first drive against Tennessee in the second half, they hit the deep post route. Hadn't thrown one the first half. They hit the tight end underneath. Had not done that the entire first half. They're pointing out the things he's missing in the reads. We talked to Coach Whidden. They were talking about the 2-point play, making 3 reads. We're not getting the third read often because Milroe's taking too long to move through the reads, and the offensive line struggles are such that by the time he's getting to that third read, perhaps he's already on his back.
Right.
Well, that's going to be, I think, everybody's talking about Alabama's defense against LSU's offense. That's certainly strength on strength. That is a big matchup. The question really will be Alabama's offense against LSU's defense. And Saban took that on this week in one of his pressers, particularly with regard to the LSU linebacker that we're going to have to watch all night long, Harold Perkins Jr. I don't know if you saw this in his presser, but they asked him about how do you simulate somebody like Perkins, and he says, well, if we had somebody like Perkins, he wouldn't be on the scout team, he'd be playing.
True. Yeah.
But it did allow Saban to speak into something that's happened at Alabama over the years where perhaps more than any other program, they'll go good on good. Mm-hmm. And, Trent Richardson years ago talked about, running scout team for LSU when they were trying to get the defense ready. And John Parker Wilson says, here's Richardson trying to run over Reuben Foster. Yeah, I mean, it goes that far back where you're not putting the 4-team guy out there. Saban wants you to see best on best. And several Alabama players have gone on to say, the toughest person I faced was the offensive or defensive counterpart. It wasn't anybody they ever played, even though they played in the Southeastern Conference. So Saban used that as a way to kind of speak into why the ones will go against the ones so often and why practice is so physical. But Perkins could be the X factor in this game simply because he's a playmaker. Tackles, hurries, sacks, broken up passes. He's a beast. And
is he an end or a linebacker?
Linebacker. Yeah. And so how will Reese work away from him, get into situations that try to minimize his ability to disrupt? Because you've seen it, I've seen it. If this team gets second long, second medium even. It's going to be tough. They need positive yardage on first down, and they cannot play behind the chains, and that includes these pre-snap infractions that we've been watching all week. So to me, if you want a key to the ball game, it's going to be Alabama's offense against a pretty solid LSU defense. I do think Alabama's defense is starting to look like some of these special units we have seen. They're really able to kind of cuff a team. So that one to me is not as nerve-wracking perhaps as whether or not our offense can actually do anything with LSU's defense.
They've ran this on this computer. I want to say the number's 30. I could be wrong. Anyway, they've done all these different ways this game should be played out. Alabama minus 3.5 at one site, and the other one that they're minus 6. Alabama, I'm going to go with this one. Alabama minus 3.5 versus LSU over under 59.5. I hope it's under. We don't want a high scoring game.
It's going to be under.
They give Bama 67.3% chance to win the football game after running the computers on all these different formulas they use 30-something times. It came out with Alabama beating LSU by 2.2 points.
Wow.
I could see the game coming down to, we got the best field goal kicker in the country. I could see it come down to a kick, who has the ball last, and Bama getting it. To me, the key of the game's tackle. Do they miss tackles? We're going to lose. If we make tackles, we're going to win. We can't get penalties like we normally do. In Tennessee, we had one penalty. All the other games, we were pathetic. We're going to have to do a great job blocking. But I think, like kind of like you, we can play keep away. I think we can run the ball on them.
Yep.
Their best defensive lineman is not going to play. They're transfers. You're talking about the team chemistry. They have those guys they brought in to help the secondary. They're not. He doesn't even mention those two guys anymore. They don't even mention them.
No.
They're going to play a couple freshmen back. The back end, the inside linebackers are not great. So I think Bama can score some points.
Just give Milroe a little bit of time, and his legs may be the difference maker.
Yeah.
He can scramble. But
here's the thing about Milroe that I've seen, and on a scale of 1 to 100, my football knowledge is below 10. But what I see is he's not climbing the pocket. So when the pocket's being developed, if it is right, because sometimes we hadn't done a great job of that, he's let's say it's a 3-step, 5-step drop, whatever it is, he's staying there. He's not climbing that pocket. And what happens is, what I see is when he climbs the pocket, he can go through his first 2 reads, maybe 3, but then if he runs once he climbed the pocket, that's his big plays.
Yeah.
On the broken plays where he's running out the back of the pocket, whatever, he's getting ran down by the spy because they're normally spying him, right? But we do well when he climbs the pocket, first read, second read, not there, then he can leak out. You know what I'm saying? And so to me, I think he's going to have to do that. But the great thing is, I really hadn't thought about this, he is way better than the beginning of the year. And now that you've given him 2 weeks, maybe they worked on some of those things, I don't know. It's going to be close, but it's going to be hard to score 2.2 points.
They drilled into his head so much to sit in the pocket, don't take off running, don't roll to your right, that sometimes I'm even getting where now you do need to, like you said, now you do need to tuck it and run up the middle, not sideways. Get up in there like you're talking.
Get what you can get. Keep the clock moving. I do not see this as a high-scoring game. I think 20 points wins the ball game.
Yeah, I think that this game depends on Alabama getting a NOT. If we can get a non-offensive touchdown.
Yeah, and we've been doing that.
We have.
Yep.
And that's been big. If we can get pick six,
now listen, we just changed the punt returner. We're putting the receiver back there they can fly. Who they put? Bonds. Bonds. I think they're putting Bonds back there.
Yeah. What's happened with Kool-Aid? He's just
he's been banged up. I think he's healthy now. The left guard had a boot on yesterday at practice. That kind of concerns me. So, at the media thing. So hopefully he's 100% ready to go. He's not. I'm worried. What LSU has done differently, though, they brought Pete Jenkins in. Pete signed me at Southern Mississippi. He's 80-something years old. He came back in. They got rid of that 3-down lineman. They're going with 4 linemen now. That's helped them a lot. I think LSU's figured out a lot of things, and hopefully we'll have Chris Blair on. He can help us out with that. All right, let's take a break. We got Alabama Update brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. Let's talk about some of our other people. Taco Bell, we got 3 great locations here in Panama City Beach, Callaway, and the brand new one down in Port St. Joe. All you Tiger Sharks, get down there and support them. They're supporting you, Taco Bell. Also, don't forget about J. Michael's Restaurant, the legendary best seafood, coldest beer. And when your real estate needs, do what the big-time realtors do. They all want to use Chuck Tucker. They all want to go with South Oak Title Closing. Chuck's number one. No mistakes, no surprises, South Oak Title Closing. Jason, thank you so much for the Alabama update. Any kind of problem, anytime, day or night, call Stevens and Air Conditioning. They'll be there for you. Dr. Chad Mitchell, 24 years on the sidelines taking care of Bay County athletes. He'll do the same thing for you. Just call, make an appointment. That Cajun place, wear your school colors, go down there, have a great time. The food's incredible. Whatever you get, you'll love. The gumbo is the best I've ever had. The chicken gumbo is the best I've ever had anywhere. Go try it. You'll love it. Don't forget, when kickoff starts this Saturday and Sunday, they open up at 10 now on the weekends, which is the best thing they've ever done. And you can have a brunch, or you can wait to kick off at 11, get those wings, 50 cents a piece, and get those pitcher of beer, $5. You can't beat it. That Cajun place. All they ask you to do, wear your school colors. If you love Texas barbecue, get down to Rudy's Barbecue on Baton Beach Road. They do a great job. They also cater. They're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. TVs everywhere. Great location, great atmosphere. Rudy's Barbecue on Baton Beach Road. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Come on now. If you wanna go and take a ride with me, we dream willing in the fold with the goatee.
Start your morning with sports updates, interviews, reactions, lively discussions, insights, and expert analysis.
I think in our lifetime, we will never see another undefeated team.
Join Evan, Canty, and Michelle weekday mornings from 5 to 7.
It will never happen again.
On the Sports Talk Monster.
If anyone deserves the benefit of the doubt for one last chance, it's Bill Belichick.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Thursday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the east-northeast, mostly sunshine and 69. Clear skies tonight, colder at 51 and a wind coming out of the east-northeast around 11 miles per hour. Tomorrow, sunny and a gentle breeze right around 10 miles per hour with a high of 72. About the same at 75 Saturday and we'll have sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
During uncertain times, Gold and Silver Bullion have consistently maintained the financial stability we need. For over 50 years, Coin and Bullion Reserves has served Northwest Florida as your regional choice to protect your future with the peace of mind that hard assets such as Gold and Silver Bullion provide. The fluctuations of the stock market and concern over inflation often lead investors towards safe haven assets like precious metals. If you're concerned about the future of the economy, Coin and Bullion Reserves is here to provide you with the security you need. Come and speak with one of our numismatists so we can help you protect your future.
Here at Panama City Toyota, we're feeling really lucky. We get to bring you the #1 selling car brand in the world, backed by a free lifetime warranty. We make it super easy to shop for your next vehicle online. And if you're an in-person kind of person, we've created a warm, welcoming dealership experience. Right here in this beautiful community, we're proud to call home. Thanks for choosing Panama City Toyota, where we'll always bring our best to every relationship. Now,
it's the Coach James Hale Show.
Go nuts.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's hard to do with candy in your mouth, isn't it?
Hey! Eagle! Hey! That candy was good. Some good stuff right there. I didn't care about the Auburn update. I was eating that Milky Way. That was pretty good. I tell you, if you've never been to Auburn, when they start that Eye of the Tiger, that place goes crazy. It's pretty exciting. And I always tell you, if you ever get a chance and you haven't ever been, I don't care if you don't like Auburn, just go to a game there, though. I mean, they do it right. I got to give them credit. They do an excellent job. All right, 24/7, the experts is what they pick. Their score, they say Auburn 27, Vandy 18. Auburn is a minus 1 point at 12.5. 59% chance to win the game on the road. Kickoff time is 3 o'clock on the SEC network. Auburn now is 4-4 overall, 1-4 in the SEC. They definitely need this win and they got a cupcake game before the Bama game, and they also got Arkansas. So they need to get this game, get that bowl situation taken care of. Vandy's 2-7, 0-5 overall in the SEC. Great game last week with Auburn's offense against Mississippi State. Let's just keep it rolling. I was going to ask both of you guys a question just right out of my head. So what do you think about that score, 27, Vandy 18? I think they played better than that.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good ball game. Auburn showed well against Mississippi State. I think Freeze is going to start to assert himself on the offense with the play calling, and I was really struck with this kind of whole veto power concept, and I do think it's in response to some of the Auburn faithful wanting to see him assert himself as the offensive kind of guru he is and can be. So I look for him to get creative, look for him to try a few things, get a lead on Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's going to play gritty, but talent-wise, Auburn has more, and they should be able to maybe test a few things out. It's nice to be in game and get some reps where you feel like you can maybe stretch yourself some. And I think Auburn's still trying to find its footing. The other option might be to put Cadillac.
let him talk. Let him go.
Let him inspire.
Give him the keys. Hugh, sit back, get your paycheck, let Cadillac do most of the talking, and he'll play hard.
Yeah, he clearly had some experience in the church growing up because he was motivating and inspiring those kids, if you haven't seen this clip.
Speaking of someone that motivates and inspires someone, we lost a legend. We lost one of the greatest basketball coaches. I think he's one of the greatest coaches of any sport, and that's Bobby Knight. Bobby was like a football coach on the field. He came to Cape Coral High School. David Funk was our basketball coach. We had a big-time ball player. His brother, David's brother, was head coach down in Miami at a high school and always turned out these big-time basketball players. So Coach Knight was coming again. I waited at the school. Finally, I said, I don't think he's coming. So I left. It wasn't 5 minutes after leave. He shows up. But Dave, bless his heart, this is before you had cell phones, but Dave did get me an autographed picture of Coach Knight, and he signed it for me and said my name, everything like that. And Dave said, hey, our football coach is crazy about you. But I've always liked Bobby Knight. I know he was tough, but man, he could coach. He got the best out of his players.
He was very outspoken.
Yeah, very outspoken. Yeah.
I put it, I'm choosing my words lightly.
Yeah, but I hate that he passed away. And you made a point. You said Nick's 72. Was Bobby 83 or 83 when he passed away?
Well,
so we lost a great one.
One of his famous quotes was about the day he died. He said, "When I die, you bury me face down."
Yes.
So that my critics can
kiss my.
Yeah. So, with all due respect, I wonder, are they respecting his wishes? Or
I hope not.
No, I'm just kidding. Anyway. Obviously he had criticism, this, that, and the other, but he was he won some ball games. He was a good coach.
Yeah. All right, we got somebody that's not in that category. I mean, we just talked about the elites of the elites. Now let's bring somebody else on. This is a caller. This is somebody that just calls in off the street. Nothing special, but we will take the phone call. Good morning.
Go Blue Trucks here, around 20 Actually, I'm going over the halfway. I'm on like a 3-lane little highway, I guess you could call it.
Well, just text and go fast. Don't worry about it. Text all you want. Go as fast as you can.
But hey, be sure to see all the signs.
Yeah.
All the signs.
Yeah.
Steal them.
Trying. You got a couple freighters at the port right now.
Yeah,
like I'm back home in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
Yeah.
So
don't take any of those signs.
Yeah, just look at the signs. Don't steal them.
Don't steal the signs.
Don't steal them.
Oh no!
Yeah. Hey,
we're gonna go with that one.
The Michigan fans are a little slow. Little slow. No, he already sent someone ahead. He already sent someone ahead of him.
The guy
last week figured out all the road signs and has relayed them to Michigan Eddie.
Dude, hey, all I got to say is, where's Waldo? Where's Counterstown? Next thing you know, he's going to show up at a Dunkin' Donuts or something, man. I mean, and you can tell some of these photos on the internet are photoshopped. And people are actually believing this crap. And now the four-wheeler is coming out. Now Big Ten coaches, want something done against Michigan. When did this come up out of the blue? Because no one's really believing your narrative and crap, except the gullible people? Come on, man.
Everybody but Michigan fans.
No, I mean, hey, I served our country, pal, and innocent until proven guilty. And until they come out and actually have accusations, like Joe Klatt said, nothing happening this year. I listened to Feinbaum yesterday. Some Alabama yubbub is railing at Dabo and Michigan and all that. Hell, nothing's happening this year, man. It's going to happen next year. It's going to play out. Let it play out.
Yeah, just get the proof, the videos, the pictures, the interviews. Yeah, okay. The Big Ten. Have you heard the latest? He hadn't even heard about it. Look at the breaking news. Look at the breaking news.
Yeah, I did hear the
Big
latest.
Ten.
The extension's back on. The extension's back on, Coach.
Big Ten's getting ready to come in and do something before the playoffs. Take that, Michigan Eddie.
Yeah, right.
Sad.
Stir the pot, Ed Strickland. Stir the pot.
Are you gonna be able to handle them not being in the playoffs? Are you gonna be able to handle this?
Well, I don't have a choice, but it's not my call.
Yeah.
You know, but all I know is our society is corrupt as crap. They should move the NCAA and all that to D.C. and be with all those corrupt politicians.
We had a great coach call in, talked about what was going on. The Lynn Haven
Raiders.
He was talking about that. They mentioned your son. We bragged on your boy. We bragged on your family. We didn't brag on you.
That's all right. They're more important than me.
No, you know I love you. You know I love you.
No, it's God be the glory, man, and we're blessed, and hopefully they got Lynn Haven Storm this weekend up in Vernon, and if they win that one, they go to the PYFA Super Bowl.
How did Vernon get in this? You got two Lynn Haven teams, and y'all are both having to go to Vernon.
Because in the playoffs, each of the teams in the league get to host. Each year. They spread out so they can get the gate money and the concession money.
Good job, Washington County Board of Tourism.
Hey, Auburn Update is brought to you by Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. You want to have a great time, get to Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven this weekend. Watch all these college games. Have a wonderful time. I know Michigan Eddie loves it over there also. What do you got for us today, sir?
It's talking to you, Eddie.
He might have run off the road.
No, he saw a good sign.
I think we lost him.
Dang, Eddie, we weren't getting off the air. We were trying to...
Could have been on his way to Vernon to tailgate.
It's got to be hard for him, really.
He was headed to the Lynn Haven Storm practice.
You know how he loves Michigan. I mean, he wears Michigan outfits every day. I wonder if he washes them. And he also has a Michigan golf cart. It's really nice. And his trucks, Michigan's everywhere. It's got to be tough on him right now, them going through this. It has to be, because he's truly a great fan. I mean, he is.
When do the on-field or the off-field distractions show up on the field?
When they play somebody.
That's the question.
Yeah,
I mean,
they hadn't played.
That's what I'm saying. Seriously,
right. Does it show up next Saturday when they play Penn State? I mean, James Franklin's the best 9-3 coach in America.
Yeah.
But they do have
who they got this week? Jinx, Surfside. Who are they playing this week?
I think they're off this week.
No, they got Purdue, don't they?
I don't know.
I think they have Purdue.
I think we repeated ourselves.
Yeah, I think Michigan got Purdue. They do. They got Purdue. Yeah. Then they got Penn State.
Right.
Purdue, then Penn State. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we get into their season. So it's a 9-game preseason.
Yeah. The work. Where they have
Michigan Eddie's just
1/11
clenching his steering wheel right now.
But I will say this: they got a lot of people coming back off that last year's team. They are good. I'm going to give them credit. They're really good, and the Big Ten's really good too. But and again, we got a lot of people that listen to us that live here, that go to these military bases or military people, and some of them get mad at me, but they don't. Some of them that get mad at me don't understand. I'm really messing with Eddie because I do have a lot of respect for the Big Ten, and I really, truly do. They got a great program. I used to love Bo, but Harbaugh's is a different type animal, just a different type person.
I don't mind him. I don't mind khaki pants.
I don't either.
He's. I think I like quirky.
What, we got to go? You said we got. All right, we got to go. We get back. We'll do our picks. Miss Kennedy, thank you for the Auburn update. Appreciate that. that was kind of like your story there. Anyway, where am I? Get out to newbies and have a great time. John and Charlotte do such a wonderful job giving back to the community. They always are doing that. Let's make sure we support them. 3 great locations. Dr. Ward, love you, brother. You are the best. There's no doubt about that. I go to him, and he found something last time. So going to him, I know he's going to take care of me. The guy's unbelievable. Max Fit Sports Nutrition, talked about Jason a minute ago. He'll be here tomorrow doing his picks. He's knocking it out of the ballpark this year on his picks. Jim Dickerson, love you, brother. You do a great job. It's all about your agent, State Farm. Give him a call, 763-4673. 763-4673. All right, we'll be right back with our picks. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdogs.
I'm not saying that Victor Wembanyama is not talented, because all you got to do is watch the guy, and he is talented, but is he going to get bullied when he's in the paint? Is he going to be able to stay on the floor? So that's what's going to be interesting. And then what I hate about it for him is that he's getting all of these expectations and all of
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Kitchen Designs Group is excited to announce their new location, 7934 Front Beach Road, Panama City Beach. They offer full-service kitchen and bathroom cabinetry, countertops, and flooring. Plus, they also offer cash and carry. Take your cabinets home today. Let Claudia and Marshall help make your dreams of a new kitchen or bathroom come true. Call Kitchen Designs Group, 850-775-4150 to schedule your free consultation, or visit their website, kitchendesignsgroup.com. Cash and carry only applies to the Schaefer White.
Now open Saturdays, 9 to 2. PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michael Studio.
They got something that money couldn't buy.
I was noticing when you come down the stairs that you've got pretty legs.
All right, I'll tell you a story without a happy ending. Y'all following this?
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Yo, VIP. Let's kick it.
Nice, baby. This job, we dedicate this to Jerry Pritchett.
Ooh, I was about to hit a freestyle real quick. I was about to.
These two are dancing all around the studio.
I like that song. All right, we're back. 104.3.
Next Halloween costume.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Do you remember the grad nights that schools would go to Disney?
Yeah.
We went one time. I don't know.
Well, yeah, Project Graduation is what we call it. No, I take that back. That Project Graduation was something else. I apologize. It was grad night. You are correct.
Grad.
You're right.
Whatever.
Yes.
But we used to go when we were at Lake Wills. We had to go. They always picked us to go. When we were at Cape, we went, and Arnold would go. One time, I can't remember which school, we went. He was there at Disney or Universal. I think it was Disney. And he sang, and he was really good. I mean, he was really good. I like that guy. What's his name?
Rob Van Winkle.
Yeah, he's good.
Well, Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice.
Yes.
Vanilla
yeah, but
Ice.
his real name, I'm Rob Van Winkle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was good. All right, let's do it, Jeremy. Let's get these picks. Get your pay. You want to make some money? You want to mortgage your house? We can make things happen for you. All right, here we go. Listen to me.
Right.
Listen to me.
Big weekend college football. Could have a lot of chaos by the end of it. A lot of games here. We're going to run through them a little quickly here. Texas at Kansas State. Will there be an upset in this one?
No.
No?
No.
I got Texas.
Absolutely.
Sarkisian keeps them on the track. I'm with you.
Hook 'em horns.
Some say watch out, but I don't see it happening. The last edition of Bedlam. Oklahoma at Oklahoma State.
Watch out, Sooners. Watch out, baby. Where's the game being played?
At Oklahoma State. You know they want to send them off in style.
They might be hurting. They might lose two. They might lose two in a row.
I remember watching A&M and Texas in their last game, now before they get back together, and just the intensity of that and kind of watching the breakup. And I think it's going to have that kind of same effect. Oklahoma State, this is their everything.
Yeah,
because,
Super Bowl.
I think Oklahoma State's got them right where they want them, Boone Pickens.
Oklahoma State will get up early, but sooner,
See what you did there?
or later, Oklahoma's going to come back.
All right.
Okay, OU.
Oklahoma is playing for a national championship, but not this year. Oklahoma State.
Okay.
That's pretty good. I'm trying to get. You're bringing more life to the show. I'm trying to get that. That's good.
Yeah. In the Coliseum.
Tomorrow I'm gonna pick Oklahoma.
I know you are.
Yeah, in the Coliseum, Washington heading down to play the men of Troy.
I hope. You know what? I hope USC wins, but I don't believe their defense. Where's the game being played?
It's
at?
in the Coliseum.
Who you got?
I think Washington still gets it done.
I do too.
I think USC. I think it's come off the tracks.
Yeah. Well, they've lost how many in a row now? Two
here. Cody, you taking?
Yeah, I got my. I mean, you got the number one quarterback stats wise going in there.
Yeah.
Penix is good, man.
Yeah,
he's good. I got Washington.
Yeah,
too much offense.
And this big game for his Heisman campaign for sure. So he can light it up in LA
for sure.
The Miami Hurricanes next week head to play Florida State, but this week head to Carter Finley to play NC State. A big ball game. NC State plays pretty tough against everybody at home.
I want you to say that again.
Miami at NC State.
Okay. And Miami's got FSU coming up.
They're going to be looking ahead. They're going to lose this week. They're going to be looking ahead. Florida State worried about that.
It's hard to trust Miami. It's hard to trust Miami.
Well, when you make the bonehead play that Cristobal did a few weeks ago, I'll pick against him every week after that.
Yeah. Give me NC State at home.
Yeah, good pick.
I just don't trust Miami.
That sounds like NC State then. Yeah. All right.
I hope not. I hope they win because it helps FSU.
Absolutely.
Speaking of Florida State, they head to play the Pitt Panthers. I got FSU continuing to roll. Okay. Now, we hadn't had any callers like what Dabo Sweeney had this week.
You're part of the problem.
Yeah. Well, there's a problem.
You are the problem.
Didn't he say all the adults have left America or something like that?
Well, Dabo's got a problem Saturday when the Fighting Irish come to town.
And then at 11 o'clock kickoff?
I think so, yeah. So I think
Notre Dame's pretty high right now. They're rolling.
Yeah, I like Notre Dame. Just go ahead and finish off Clemson, and things are going to get really bad upstate.
They could lose 5. Who are you going with?
Well, they're at Notre Dame?
No,
they're home.
Clemson. We had this game circled as one of the biggest in the conference, and now it's an also-ran.
Yeah.
And Notre Dame's like heading up, and the other one's heading down. But does he get it right? Does he get them going?
No. I don't think he does. I think he's off his game, and he doesn't use the portal. He's going to need a portal out of there this weekend. Notre Dame, I'm telling you.
And just that shows the phone call he had. He knows who he has this week. I think he's frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
I think Notre Dame wins.
You've got two programs that were meeting just about every year in the playoffs with Alabama and Clemson, and now they're going different directions.
Yes.
Quickly. Okay, let's move it into the Southeastern Conference. We've got Auburn heading up to Nashville to play Vanderbilt. Tigers keep rolling.
That offense rolls, baby.
Yeah. AU. Okay. And over in Starkville, Kentucky heads that way to play Mississippi State.
It's going to be closer than people think.
It's going to be a tough physical ball game. I don't know that it'll be lower scoring than the 7-3 Arkansas-Mississippi State game, but I don't see a lot of points on the board. If you grind it out, take the air out of the football, over in 2 hours with the new clock rules. This is your ball game.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Kentucky's just a little more physical, but
their quarterback, I think, is the difference. Their kid can throw the ball. I think that's the difference in the ball game. I think it'll be really close. I think Kentucky wins by a field goal at the end of the game.
And
who you got?
I got Kentucky.
Yeah, I teleported that pick there. Up on the Grove, Jimbo Fisher, Lane Kiffin.
It's going to be war.
Probably playing golf together Friday.
Not.
Who you got?
I'm listening to you. I hadn't made my mind up.
Kiffin's going to drop 50 on him.
100%.
You don't think it's going to be close? I think it's going to be a close game. Let me tell you why.
Juice is going to be loose getting that tee.
Yeah.
I mean,
Defense. Texas A&M's defensive line is going to shut down some of that running attack. They're going to make them throw the ball. It's going to be a close game. I like Ole Miss.
And you like Ole Miss, yeah. I saw that one coming a mile away. Teleport,
Their defensive line's good at A&M, though. They really are.
They got one of the top NFL recruits or something like that. I was listening the other day.
Yeah.
I mean, they're tough, but I think
they got Jimbo though.
All right, down in Gainesville, Arkansas heading in to play Florida.
Arkansas is going to upset somebody sometime this year. Could be this week. I don't know. Right now, I'm going to listen to Cody.
I'm going to go with the Gators. But side note, the Arkansas kicker, he kicks it about like Janikowski did back in the day. I don't know if y'all watched. That was incredible.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it won't shock me if Arkansas wins this game, but you would think the way Florida's been up and down, they bounce back. They're at home. I guess I'll go Florida.
I'm going Florida as well. Early kick on the road for Arkansas. All right, two left. Two biggest games in the conference this week. The early tilt, Missouri at Georgia.
Georgia at home. If it was, you know what? Another thing too, with Missouri almost beating them last year, Georgia remembers that.
Yeah.
They're going to be focused. Georgia wins.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout, though.
I got the Dogs.
And the last one that we'll talk a lot more about in a few minutes, LSU heading into Bryant-Denny to play Alabama. Primetime CBS 6:45 kick.
I'm worried sick about this one.
Roll Tide.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm worried about it, but I've got Alabama. I think so.
I think LSU's going to win. I'm going to pick Alabama just to try to keep up with my lead over you. See, sometimes you pick to win the competition between one another.
You pick to win the game.
Thank you. Thank you. So that's the reason sometimes I agree with him, even though he's out in left field.
Left field sometimes.
Because we had Jeremy where we want him, but we let him off the hook.
Yeah.
That's right. There you are.
Hey, we got to go. All right, we hope we got Chris Blair, the voice of LSU Fighting Tigers, when we get back. If we don't, we'll pick some more games.
Love it.
Or do something. Anyway, let's talk about some of our great people. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. Get out to have a great time. Don't forget their winter specials now, starting now. All the winter specials are going on at El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. Weekend winter specials, Saturdays and Sundays, $5 draft pitchers, Miller Lite, Bud Light, Michelob Ultra, bucket of domestic beer, $20, $25 for import. Get out there and have a great time. The food's incredible. Right across the street from the Navy base. My good buddy John down at Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. It's pizza season. If you're getting a pizza, you get to deli. You go get this deli place. This pizza is incredible. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli is unbelievable. Try the pizza. You'll love it. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
You let him check that rash you were telling us about?
Actually, he told me to let you check that. He said he wasn't touching that rash.
Hail to the victor, Zion. Hail to the conquering heroes.
Put them away. They got to cut the head off, okay?
Weekday morning, 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Thursday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the east-northeast, mostly sunshine and 69. Clear skies tonight, colder at 51 and a wind coming out of the east-northeast around 11 miles per hour. Tomorrow, sunny and a gentle breeze right around 10 miles per hour with a high of 72. About the same at 75 Saturday and with sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Dothan and Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
If your neighbor, employer, or grandmother were traumatized by comments made on the Coach James Hale Show.
One thing, people aren't saying a whole lot of that. I'll probably get in trouble.
But just wanted to take this moment to say, get bent. We're live from the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Go Tigers. And now, a legend in the SEC, the voice of the Fighting Tigers, Chris Blair. Chris, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, gentlemen. Hope you're ready for a big weekend.
Oh, man. Wait, let's talk about this game. Alabama, LSU. They have combined for 9 national championships, 13 SEC championships, 16 SEC West championships since 2000. It's one of the most, if not the most important game in college football since 2000. I mean, think about it, Chris. I don't know if any other game out there, any other rivalry out there has been as big as this one for us. National championship, SEC championships, not even Ohio State and Michigan. I mean, that's the Big Ten, but they hadn't won a lot of national championships like Alabama and LSU have. This is going to be a great football game. What do you think, big guy? What are you hearing? What's going to happen?
Oh, it's interesting because you go back to that 11 game, and people call it the game of the century, and then, lo and behold, Joe Burrow and company go to Tuscaloosa in 19, and they say, well, this one right here is game of the century part 2. And I don't know that we could rise to the level of part 3 in this matchup, but, it's interesting to me that, several weeks and several times throughout this season that the national media and those covering college football says, Alabama's not Alabama, and the game has passed Nick Saban by, and LSU with 2 losses. I mean, take them off the board, and here we are, first weekend in November once again, primetime game on CBS, and the winner of this game keeps everything still in front of them, believe it or not. I mean, obviously Alabama trying to win the SEC West, as is LSU, get to Atlanta, play in the title game. If you're able to do that, maybe get a win there. Who knows? Maybe you're in the college football playoff. So it's just funny to me how both of these teams were written off, and here we are.
Yeah, and a lot of things can be played out where we were talking about earlier today, it could be chaos this year where you might see a 2-loss team in the playoffs this year. Things could get crazy. LSU, Brian Kelly, they interviewed him. I was listening to him talk. He talked about it's not coaches and everything in this particular ball game. It comes down to players making the plays. Players making plays. LSU's got the number 1 offense in the country. They got the number 1 quarterback, I think, in the country. And I do believe if LSU goes in there and lights it up and he has a big game, I think he wins the Heisman off this ball game, man, because everybody's going to be watching. It's always one of the highest rated games all year. Nick Saban said the exact same thing in his interview, that it all starts with Daniels. He said their offense is outstanding. They got great ball players. I do think LSU has either the best or maybe right there with Ohio State, best couple of wide receivers on any ball club is right there with LSU. You got a great running back. Got a lot of guys coming back on the offensive line. And we got Jeremy Priest in here with us today. Jeremy, this LSU team is outstanding. It reminds me, we were at the game in 2019. I still think that's the best, maybe the best college football team ever is LSU 2019. Maybe Bama 2020. I don't know. You can argue all you want. But this offense seems to be like the Joe Burrow's offense.
Very explosive, and it's strength on strength. Alabama's D is, getting a little more solidified. That to me, obviously a key to the game. I have the Alabama offense and LSU's defense a little more as a subplot of this, but I do think that as far as the storylines, Chris, you frame it well. I mean, Alabama LSU has been for the West for national championships. I mean, this is a big ball game. I am curious. How do LSU fans view the Alabama game? I know there's the Nick Saban factor, maybe not as intense as it was just when he returned to Tuscaloosa. But as far as rivals go, Saban dropped a little line that said, hey, if you like the Alabama LSU game, if we go to a 7-1 schedule, you might be a little disappointed. But how big is this game relative to the Ole Miss game or others that LSU plays, when we look at, say, Alabama's rivals of Auburn and Tennessee?
No, I think for LSU, I think it is the rivalry game. I think it's been that way since really 2011, maybe even 2010. And a lot of it had to do early, as you mentioned, with Coach Saban's success at LSU, and then off to the pros, and then I'm not going to Alabama. Oops, I'm at Alabama. That certainly that stoked the fire to be sure. But it's like every team will tell you, and Georgia's kind of in this classification now, that if you're going to be the best, you have to beat the best. To quote the great Ric Flair. So that's kind of why this game is so important to LSU fans, maybe even more so than, like you said, the Auburn and Alabama series, which is traditionally, the big rivalry because they're in the same state. But I think for LSU fans, this is the game. And when I got here in 2015, I was told very early on that, all these other games are big, but everything is dictated on what happens in the first weekend in November, and then there's a lot of truth to that. What I like about how Coach Kelly has approached it is, yes, it's a big game. You'd be stupid to say it's not, because here's what's on the line for us. Here's what's on the line for Alabama, and the winner of this game keeps all of those things alive. So it is a big game, but let's not make our careers, our season based on this one game. And I think because he's cool, calm, and collected, I think because he has confidence in what his team has done and how they've improved in certain areas, that kind of trickles down to the players as well. Because the last thing you want to do, and you guys know this, Coach, you certainly know this, is to have them so tight going into a game like this that they tend to think more than just go out and play. And I think, I think Coach Kelly did a good job of that last year. He was pretty loose going into the game as well. And so hopefully that'll be a benefit to the Tigers this time going on the road in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, last year that surprised me. I thought Alabama would go in there and win that ball game. His first year as your toughest as a head football coach, and then to win that ball game in overtime, that was crazy. And so LSU, they know they can beat Bama. They got a lot of guys coming back on this football team. This game, if you're a Bama fan, it scares you to death. LSU's defense, Pete Jenkins comes in. They go to more four-down linemen. They're playing a lot better on the defense side of the ball. They're ranked, I think, 83rd in the nation in rush defense. They're giving up 4.67 yards per carry. Do they have that correct? How did it go the open week? Have you heard anything? I know they're playing better on defense. Talk to us a little bit about the defense side of the ball at LSU.
Well, I agree. I think a subplot is going to be this LSU defense that has gotten incrementally better over the last 3 weeks, certainly starting in the second half against Missouri on the road. And this Alabama offense, which, again, I think, just the offensive line didn't seem to click early in the year. We obviously know about the Jalen Milroe benching after the Texas game, and I thought he's bounced back better than just about anybody you would expect in this day and age after, basically being called out by everybody in the country for sitting in that South Florida game. But to me, that's kind of where this game could be won or lost for either team because, again, LSU's defense played better, but, bad news coming off the bye week. You don't have Mekhi Wingo, who's out for 4 to 6 weeks, having ankle surgery, and you've got a depletion in the secondary. So you're going to be playing a lot of true freshmen on that stage at Bryant-Denny in a heavyweight battle. So, again, they're not – they've struggled on defense, as we've talked about for the last several weeks. They've gotten better, but they're going to have a lot of young guys, have to carry the load, which they haven't had to do over the last couple of weeks. So that's a little worrisome as well. But I think if you're LSU, there's a little bit of truth to trying to pull off what Joe Burrow and company did in 19, which is come into that game, big spotlight, big matchup, packed stadium, and take a couple of solid swings and land them on the chin of Alabama, because they got stumbled a little bit early in that game. Tua Tagovailoa had a costly turnover. Suddenly LSU's up by 2 scores. LSU goes up big with the wheel route to Clyde Edwards-Helaire right before the half, and suddenly the air got sucked out of that place. Now, because Alabama was as good as they were, it was a heck of a game in the second half. But to me, the difference is if LSU can go in there and get off to a great start, quell the crowd just slightly, build up a lead of maybe 7, 10 points, something of that nature, suddenly you're putting Jalen Milroe in a place where he's playing confident, but now he maybe starts to think, I've got to make a play every single snap.
Great point.
And you start to put some pressure on him. Again, I thought the defense won the game for Alabama against Tennessee, who suddenly in the second half just couldn't do anything. And that's not taking anything away from Alabama's offense in that game. They did have to score, even though they were down big. I just think LSU has the weaponry that if suddenly they get an early lead, you start to hear what everybody's told you all week, which is this offense for LSU is explosive. Jaden Daniels is going to put 45 points up on the board. And suddenly maybe you rush a few things. If you're Alabama's offense, maybe you make a couple of bad decisions, maybe an errant pass here or there, and help out LSU's defense. I think LSU's offense can be the biggest asset to a depleted LSU defense in this matchup.
Everything you said, you just knocked out of the ballpark. And that's exactly what Texas did to Alabama early in the year. I was at that ball game. Nick talked about something like this. He said that the key to this ball game, we got to go play every play and then forget the next and just get to the next play. If they're going to hit a big play. LSU's offense is good. They're going to make their plays. Just keep playing. Just keep playing. Keep the mental part out of it. Just keep playing. If you can do that, we'll be in pretty good shape. He also talked about we can't miss tackles. And Alabama, up to the Tennessee game, was known for getting about 10 penalties a game, it seemed like. They can't do that and stay in the ball game. And if you're Alabama, you got to do just the opposite. Chris just said they got to start fast and keep the crowd in the ball game. If we get behind against LSU, we ain't gonna win that ball game.
I agree.
It ain't gonna happen. Can't wait, man. What time are y'all coming in on Friday?
Yeah, we'll fly over with the team tomorrow afternoon. We'll be in Birmingham about 4:15.
Okay. Well, I was going to be there, but we had a death in the family. We'll not be there. We have to go to a funeral. Good luck to you.
Hate to hear that.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I know you're busy. Thank you so much for coming on. We'll get you next week. I want to ask you, I know you can't make a prediction, but do you feel pretty deep down? Do you feel pretty good about it?
I feel pretty confident the same way I felt in 19. And I can't say that I've always felt that way in this matchup based on the numbers and based on paper. But for me, I think if this game if LSU can get to the 40s or above, I like the Tigers. If it stays in the upper 20s, low 30s, I think the edge goes to Alabama.
No doubt. The voice of the LSU Fighting Tigers, the legend, Chris Blair. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate it.
All right, Coach. Y'all have a great weekend.
Thank you, buddy. Bye-bye. He does a great job. He does a great job. What do you guys think?
One factor we have not mentioned, revenge game.
True.
Okay.
I tell you why I'm feeling less confident than I was. I'm sitting here thinking, Bama doesn't have that star player. When you've got Daniels, when you've got the best player on the field, in 19 you had Burrow and you had Tua, right? You've got the best, it's going to be hard to beat. He's going to make big plays.
It's going to be hard to win this game.
It's going to be really hard to win this game.
I'm with you. I'm scared to death.
Bama by 3.
We got the best. That's our star. That's our star. We got the best field goal kicker in the country.
He walked out and hit that 50-yarder like it was nothing.
Did you see when they introduced him, the place went completely crazy? You thought it was, the Heisman Trophy winner. They love him, man. Great kid. 30 seconds. That's what Julius has about. Do that again? Anyway, Jeremy, thanks for coming. Got you next week.
Great morning. That's going to be a big weekend in college football, and all this will be sorted out. And next week we'll figure out where we are. We got to get Cody. We're going to get Cody back in the studio. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right, we're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Taking ESPN Northwest Florida with you everywhere you go.
Anytime, anyplace, anywhere.
The sports talk and live play-by-play doesn't have to end when you get out of the car. The ESPN Northwest Florida app streams your favorite sports talk hosts and the biggest games in ultra-high fidelity.